In relationships, many believe love is earned through constant effort, endless giving, and complete openness. Loyalty, kindness, and availability are often seen as the keys to lasting attraction, but human psychology works differently. Sometimes connection fades not because someone lacks value, but because they become predictable. When curiosity disappears, desire can weaken. What feels like rejection may actually reflect deeper principles of emotional presence, self-control, and personal independence. This isn't about manipulation, but about self-mastery, emotional strength, and understanding why presence matters more than pursuit. The problem of over-availability. One of the most common mistakes people make in relationships is confusing devotion with constant accessibility. When someone becomes endlessly available, always replying instantly, always agreeing, always prioritizing the other person, they unintentionally remove tension and mystery from the connection. Human attraction thrives on curiosity. When everything is immediately known, predictable, and guaranteed, interest can decline. Predictability creates comfort, but it can also create emotional flatness. When someone's reactions, attention, and behavior become entirely expected, the relationship loses its sense of discovery. The dynamic shifts from engagement to routine. This does not mean kindness or consistency are negative traits. Rather, balance is essential. Healthy attraction requires both stability and individuality, presence without dependency, closeness without loss of self. People are naturally drawn to individuals who have their own direction, purpose, and internal center. When someone's entire identity revolves around another person, the relationship begins to feel heavy rather than energizing. The importance of self-control. Emotional expression is valuable, but emotional regulation is powerful. Many people react impulsively to tension in relationships. When distance appears, they panic. When uncertainty arises, they over-explain. When conflict emerges, they react emotionally instead of responding thoughtfully. These reactions often come from fear of losing connection, fear of rejection, or fear of being misunderstood. But emotional stability creates trust. A person who remains calm during uncertainty demonstrates psychological strength. They show that their sense of identity does not collapse under pressure. They communicate security without needing to prove it. Self-control does not mean suppressing emotions or becoming cold. It means feeling deeply while choosing how to express those feelings intentionally. It is the difference between reacting automatically and responding deliberately. People feel safe around individuals who are emotionally grounded. Stability provides reassurance. It signals maturity, confidence, and reliability, qualities that naturally increase respect. The hidden cost of seeking approval. Another powerful force in relationships is the need for validation. Many individuals seek constant reassurance that they are valued, liked, or chosen. They adjust their behavior to please others, silence their opinions to avoid conflict, and prioritize acceptance over authenticity. This pattern often begins early in life, when people learn that approval brings safety and belonging. Over time, the desire for validation can become deeply ingrained. However, dependence on external approval weakens personal authority. When self-worth depends on another person's reaction, emotional power shifts away from the individual. Confidence grows from self-recognition, not external validation. When someone defines their worth independently, they interact from strength rather than need. Healthy relationships are formed by two complete individuals choosing each other, not by one person seeking identity through the other. Why emotional stability builds attraction. Psychologically, humans are drawn to individuals who demonstrate inner balance. This is not about dominance or control, but about grounded presence. Someone who maintains composure during stress communicates resilience. Someone who listens more than they react communicates confidence. Someone who does not chase attention communicates self-sufficiency. These qualities create a sense of emotional safety. Stability signals that a person can handle challenges, navigate conflict, and maintain direction under pressure. Emotional instability, on the other hand, creates uncertainty. When someone constantly shifts moods, seeks reassurance, or reacts intensely to small changes, relationships become exhausting. True strength lies in emotional discipline, the ability to remain centered regardless of external circumstances, the role of mystery and individual space. Another overlooked element of attraction is individuality. People are naturally intrigued by those who maintain their own interests, passions, and boundaries. Personal space allows curiosity to grow. It preserves individuality within connection. When someone reveals everything immediately, their thoughts, feelings, and intentions, the relationship may progress quickly but lose long-term depth. Gradual discovery keeps engagement alive. Mystery does not mean secrecy or manipulation. It simply means allowing relationships to unfold naturally rather than forcing constant closeness. Personal independence strengthens connection because it ensures both individuals remain whole. Attraction increases when each person maintains their own identity rather than dissolving into the relationship. Valuing time and energy. Time and attention are powerful forms of social currency. The way individuals invest their energy communicates their self-value. When someone gives unlimited attention without boundaries, their presence becomes expected rather than appreciated. But when attention is intentional and selective, it carries greater significance. This principle appears across many areas of life. Scarcity increases value. Effort increases appreciation. What requires investment feels meaningful. Setting boundaries around time, attention, and emotional energy does not reduce connection, it enhances respect. It shows self-respect, which often leads to mutual respect. People value what is given with intention rather than desperation. The power of detachment. Detachment is often misunderstood. It does not mean indifference or lack of care. Instead, it means maintaining self-respect regardless of outcomes. A person who can walk away from unhealthy situations demonstrates independence. They show that their identity is not dependent on any single relationship. This independence creates emotional strength. It removes fear from interactions. It allows connection to be based on choice rather than necessity. Paradoxically, the ability to let go often strengthens attraction. When someone does not cling desperately, they appear more confident, stable, and self-assured. Healthy attachment involves caring deeply while maintaining personal sovereignty. Presence over persuasion. Many people believe relationships depend on saying the right words or performing the right actions. They try to convince others of their worth through constant explanation or persuasion. But genuine influence rarely comes from persuasion. It comes from presence. Presence is the alignment between values, actions, and identity. It is the quiet confidence that requires no performance. It is the sense of self that remains consistent regardless of external validation. A person with strong presence does not try to impress others. Their behavior reflects their values naturally. Their actions speak more than their words. This authenticity creates lasting impact because it cannot be imitated easily. It reflects genuine self-knowledge and internal alignment. Leadership begins with self-mastery. At its core, attraction and influence are connected to leadership, not leadership over others, but leadership over oneself. Self-leadership includes controlling emotional reactions, maintaining personal direction, protecting self-respect, acting with intention, remaining calm under pressure. living according to personal values. Individuals who lead themselves effectively naturally influence others. Their stability, clarity, and confidence create a sense of trust and respect. Leadership in relationships does not involve dominance. It involves responsibility for one's emotions, choices, and identity. Becoming whole rather than seeking completion. Perhaps the most important insight is that relationships cannot provide identity. They can only reflect what already exists. People who seek completion through others often experience insecurity and instability. Those who develop their own purpose, confidence, and emotional strength create healthier connections. When individuals feel whole within themselves, relationships become partnerships rather than dependencies. Connection becomes a choice rather than a necessity. The power of inner stability. Attraction, influence, and connection are shaped less by external effort and more by internal state. Emotional control, independence, presence, and self-respect create lasting impact. People are drawn to those who remain centered, purposeful, and grounded. They respect individuals who maintain their identity while forming meaningful connections. True strength is not about controlling others, it is about mastering oneself. When a person develops inner stability, they no longer chase validation, approval, or attention. Their confidence comes from alignment with their own values. Their presence speaks without force. And in that presence lies the foundation of genuine connection, built not on pursuit, but on self-mastery. If this message changed how you see relationships, power, and self-mastery, remember, true strength comes from mastering yourself, not chasing others. Build your presence, protect your energy, and become the person who attracts by simply being. If you want more insights like this to grow stronger every day, make sure to like and subscribe.